good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Cadet First Class Club here at West Point for another edition of This Week in Army Football. Tonight, we will talk about Army and the home finale coming up on Saturday, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers coming into Michie Stadium. It's always a special game, the final home game of the season, Senior Day. Army will say goodbye to 35 seniors playing not their final game, but their final home game at Michie Stadium. Black Knights coming off second victory in a row, a win last Saturday over Holy Cross. Army now with 4 wins on the season, looking for victory number 5, and fresh off the practice field, we'd like to welcome the star of our show, the head coach of the Black Knights, and that is Jeff Monken. Jeff, welcome back to your show, and congratulations. Now's a tough win last week against a very good Holy Cross team.
It was a hard-fought win. They were a good team. I thought very talented, very well coached, and it was such an odd game. We had 7 possessions, which that's not very many, and we've kind of been accustomed to that here. But this year, just 7 possessions, and we had a bunch of them that unfortunately ended with drive-stopping penalties, which was a little frustrating. But to block the punt on their first possession, give it right back to them on a kickoff. We didn't run an offensive play until, I think there was 5 or 6 minutes left in the first quarter. So it really was an odd game, but I was proud of our guys for finding a way to come out on top.
So you come away with the victory, big special teams play. As we mentioned, Jabril Williams with the block, Elo Mendoza with the return. You know, from this game, and obviously trying to build off the Air Force game, how do you think your team handled that, coming off the big emotional win? Not saying it was a potentially trap opponent, but Holy Cross out of FCS, a very, very good team, a ranked team at that level. Overall, how do you think your team reacted?
Our guys recognized that this was a good football team that we were going to face, and they only have to look at what they've done the last couple of years and who they played. We've got a common opponent. We mentioned that last week on the show, that they had played Boston College, and I thought they had a great chance to beat them and probably could have beaten them. It was a 3-point loss, and so our guys knew that they were a good, talented football team and that we were going to have to play our best. And where we're at in the season, coming off a stretch there where we had some disappointing losses, the win over Air Force was a big win, but our guys weren't satisfied to just call it quits after that. They really wanted to play well, get another victory, and so, like I said, I'm glad we were able to earn the victory. It was hard fought, but it was a good win to get.
And you talk about playing your best football in November as you lead up to that biggest game of the year coming up in a few weeks. How about the back-to-back double-digit tackle games for Leo Lowen, who has taken, it seems like, another step up during his first year?
He's played really well the last couple of weeks particularly. And, to see him really work to improve, even as this season has gone along as a senior, just says a lot about his character and how much he cares. And nobody practices harder than him. Nobody concentrates and focuses on his job and trying to help the other guys on the team and motivate and inspire everybody else on the team than Leo. So it's great to see him being productive and helping our team win. And I hope he'll continue to do a good job of tackling and getting people to the ground.
And someone else I wanted to ask you about here on this opening segment. Second straight week early in the game, we've seen Jacoby Buchanan in the backfield, maybe not carrying the football, but being a key lead blocker for your quarterback, Bryson Daly. If you could just speak to maybe a little bit of a change of role of Jacoby, but he has been terrific the past couple of games as a blocker.
Just the unselfishness of Jacoby Buchanan, I think, speaks to his love for this team and the fact that he's playing for this brand. It's not about him, it's about the team, and that's a guy that's scored a lot of touchdowns and rushed for a lot of yards and made some big plays carrying the football for us. And he's been as consistent and as good a blocker as we've had in the backfield as anybody. So really proud of him and proud of his effort. And he'll get his chances here the last couple of ball games. And so he continues to be a big part of our team's our quest for success and winning football games.
And winning a Commander-in-Chief's trophy maybe down the road this season. Jeff, we turn it to this week in Coastal Carolina, and this is a team that really has been the darlings of college football the past several years. Grayson McCall, the 3-time Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year. He's been injured now for a while, going on almost a month. They've had other quarterbacks that have stepped in and really haven't missed a beat. They have 7 victories on the season with a new head coach. Your thoughts on the Chanticleers?
They are an extremely talented football team, really fast. Watching them on defense, they're sideline to sideline. They've got some very outstanding players. I mean, just guys that could play anywhere in the country, talent-wise. They're really, really good football team. A well-coached football team. It's not easy for a new coach to come in and take over a program that's had as much success as they have and continue that success. And Coach Beck's done a great job. He's very well-respected coach in our profession, and certainly offensively. I mean, they've been the talk of college football since the 2020 season. And what they've done with Grayson McCall as their quarterback, that kid is super talented. He'll play on Sundays. I certainly don't know his injury status, and frankly, I hope he's healthy. I hate for anybody that plays this game to be hurt and not have an opportunity to play the game. These young men and the young ladies that play college sports put so much time and so much effort into it. They invest a great deal into their sport, and the reward is getting a chance to play. So I hope he's healthy. Certainly he makes a difference for their football team, but we're going to have our hands full whether he's the quarterback or one of the other guys that they've got playing. They've played 3 different quarterbacks, and all 3 of them have done a nice job. So big challenge for us, but we're excited to be playing here at home and honoring these seniors in Michie Stadium one more time.
And before I ask about the seniors, there's something about Grayson McCall and Coastal that I think will always be intertwined with Army, and that's that 2020 COVID season, right? When so many teams weren't playing, didn't start their seasons till October. It was Coastal Carolina taking the nation by storm, right? Going undefeated in the regular season. Army playing a full schedule, winning 9 games. I just feel like Coastal and Army, and I'm glad these games have been played here in 2022 and 2023, but when you think back to that year that was so odd on so many fronts, like those were 2 of the big stories in college football that year.
They certainly were, and watching, I think ESPN Game Day did their show from Conway, South Carolina one weekend, and the coach Chadwell and the job that he did to raise that program to a national level, really amazing. He's doing a great job at Liberty now, undefeated, but they have had a really good football team for several years, and it's a combination of development, recruiting, coaching, and just starting to have some success, and that's it's infectious. And give credit to their coaches and their players; they've continued to do that. So it's been fun to watch the rise of Coastal Carolina. I think it's always neat to see teams that maybe come from an unknown to a national prominence like they did. I remember that game against BYU on national TV, and
that was like the game.
That was the game, and just an incredible football game, and Coastal came out on top on that one. But that was an interesting year. But as I've told you, that was one of my favorite years coaching. I loved our team that year, and just the resilience they showed coming off the 2019 season, and then to have the success that they did, not knowing who we were going to play from one week to the next.
That was so unique, and it was really special that year. Also, a special group being honored before the game on Saturday, and I'll keep saying it. Hey, get in your seats by 11:30 on Saturday morning. Senior Day ceremony. 35 in this class, big senior class, from your players to your managers. This group has been through a lot, and it's great when you have a senior day and there's still so much more this group can still accomplish.
I'm happy that we're at least positioned to play for the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy at the end of the year. There's been some disappointments along the way for this senior class, and they've had a lot of success here. And for a class that's this big, I'd hope we'd have a little more success just in terms of the wins and losses. But they've been the key to us being resilient and being able to win these last couple of games and having the spirit and the fight to come back and play week after week, and getting that Air Force win, getting the win last weekend, and for our guys to be prepared to play a really great Coastal team on Saturday. Our guys have continued to practice and continue to push, and it's because of the senior class and the leadership that they've shown. We've got really strong captains. We've got a strong group of seniors. And so there's a lot to play for. There's certainly a lot to play for on Saturday. Our seniors, one more time in Michie Stadium for the 2023 team, and then the game of the year coming up in December.
And we'll be here until 8 o'clock tonight talking about Army football and Coastal Carolina on Saturday here on This Week in Army Football from the Cadet First Class Club. We're on YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Drop your questions in the comments section of Facebook. We'll get to as many as we can. And Corey, back tonight on the wireless. Welcome, Corey.
Thank you, Rich. Congrats on the win, Coach.
Thank
a little
you.
win streak brewing. Dare I say it? Knock on wood. Doing it now. Don't worry. But yeah, as Rich said, if you guys have questions for Coach, whether they be, on the matchup this weekend against Coastal, or you want to know his favorite Thanksgiving side dish, let's hear them. Drop them in the comments. We'll get them answered.
Yeah, and we're gonna ask a question a little later that was floated over the summer about something of Jeff Monken's favorite, but we'll get to that coming up a little bit later on.
Okay.
Yes. So, couple things first. Our guest, which will join us next week. You talk about Army coming off a big couple of wins. How about Second Lieutenant Peyton Hampton, class of 2023 here at West Point? He's rivaling you for big wins.
He's doing a great job with our prep school team, and they had a big win last week.
They did.
Had the prep school Army-Navy battle and took down the Squids 36-0. So it was a great win for the prep school team.
So we're going to talk to another great coach here. Also, just a great career. And you talk about team guys that always were there for what was needed from the team and being a leader. Peyton Hampton loved on special teams. They get down there making a tackle. Just a true team guy.
All the way. He sure was.
Okay, now our trivia, right? We're going to have the QR code on the screen. Ryan Panny doing his usual great job. And we're going to have some tickets we're going to give to the winner. Scan. You're going to scan, and you're going to give the answer. Fastest and accurate. First question tonight. Army Athletics has had its fair share of logos over the years. In what year was its newest logo revealed?
I know that one.
You were here for it.
I was here.
There's your hint, okay? What year was the latest set of Army West Point logos, which I think are going to last for a long time?
It's a great logo.
It's a timeless one.
This
will be for
forever.
50, yeah,
Should be.
So scan the QR code, answer the question. Up next, Peyton Hampton here on This Week in Army Football, live from the Cadet First Class Club at West Point. Back in just a moment, right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
Obviously, to the start of the season, we didn't get off on the foot that we wanted to. Some really tough losses, games we thought that we should have won. We really were able to win. But I'm really proud of the way the guys have fought back, and we're not there yet. We're always striving to be better and better and better. We all feed off each other, and we're really looking to be, the best possible team we can.
Biggest game of the year is Coastal Carolina. It's our next game, and like you said, it is obvious, but that's all I'm concerned about right now. They have a great offense, and we need to execute on defense. We need to be able to establish the run game, and we need to be able to stop their run, and that's what we're going to focus on. And play really hard and play with fundamentals and continue to build and play complementary football as a team. It's gone by very fast. It's crazy that I'm at this point, and quite honestly, all I'm concerned about with right now, I'm sure I'll look back after it's all said and done, but that win on Saturday means more than anything to this team right now.
For the rest of the seniors, we've been through so much. COVID, beating Navy, beating Air Force here, that was a really special moment. This stadium, it's just a really special place for me. And I just love these guys so much, and I love this brotherhood more than anything in the world. And I'm just really excited and really would like to go out on a high note.
I've wanted to come here since I was young. I always idolized the Army, had some family members in there. When I got the opportunity, I want to play football and be in the military, and this is the best place to do it, get a high-quality education. There's really no place like it. Everybody's journey is different. I've seen people find early success. This is at all schools. This is anywhere playing football or life in general. I've seen people find success early on and taper off as the years went on. I've seen people not get their shot. You look at Johnny Radigan, who's playing in the NFL now, didn't get a starting spot till his senior year, and you just look at how he was able to keep a level head, stay focused, and then when he got his opportunity, he took advantage of it. So I would say everybody's journey is different. Stay the course, and success just kind of favors the consistent that way.
At the United States Military Academy, you're on the team from day one.
A team where people are the #1 priority and winning matters.
A team of scholars, athletes, and leaders, each striving to become all that they can be.
Are you ready to join our team? West Point,
where leaders are made.
And welcome back to This Week in Army Football, live at the Cadet First Class Club here at West Point. Eisenhower Hall Theater is back with a full season of entertainment. Enjoy Broadway musicals, plays, family-friendly shows for the little ones, and live concerts. Visit iCall.com, save up to 20% off with a season subscription. Get your tickets now, iCall.com. That's iCall.com. Time now for our special guest, someone who had a very significant playing career here for Army football and now a burgeoning coaching career at the prep school as a second lieutenant. Let's welcome West Point class of 2023, former Army linebacker, now turned sprint football coach, at least for the, prep school coach for the short term, Peyton Hampton. Peyton, welcome to This Week in Army Football.
Thank you.
So, Peyton, welcome, and the prep school, obviously very important. Many future Black Knights on that squad. A 36-0 win over Navy. Take us through that.
Yeah, so all week, all the AIs, we stood in front of the team, and each day we had a different AI kind of address the team on what this game means to us, what this game means to this program. And we've had coaches for so many years kind of develop us into young men, and we talk about just the culture of our football team. Coach Monken talks about it all the time to us, and I'm not sure how much y'all hear about that, but we really pride ourselves on our culture. And all week we just stressed about how this game comes down to physicality, toughness, and just the will to win. On defense, we coach, winning at the line of scrimmage, and that's what we did. Ended up winning 36-0, outscored them on defense 2-0, had a safety, and really it goes down to the young men just playing physical football and wanting it more than the other team, and it was really impressive to watch them go out there and put it all on the line, and just I was super proud of them and their effort, and just to come out like that with their first win over Navy. 4 more to come for them for sure, but just really impressive and fun to watch, and just fun to be a part of.
How to make you happy, Jeff?
Oh man, I'm so proud of those guys, and of course every one of those guys that are playing up there, we recruited and placed there at the prep school with the hope that they're going to play for us on Saturdays in the years to come, and these are formative years for them in the Army football program. It's so important for them to have a positive experience, to develop, to grow as players, to create a bond, but also to win, and that matters. And it's great to have Peyton and the other guys that are there with him. We got 4 other guys that played in our program a year ago that graduated in the spring that are coaching up there, and those are such important jobs, and the relationships that they build and the experience that they allow those prep school guys to have, that's what gets them to matriculate to West Point, into our program, and be excited about doing it. And they just did a great job. They had a great season, and I'm really excited about the guys that we've got there, and just the mentorship that Peyton and the other guys provided for them.
And what a great first few months as a second lieutenant to spend, I'm sure. So Peyton, take me back to your 4 years, part of the Commander-in-Chief's trophy team from 2020. Take me through great moments here as an Army football player.
Yeah, any college football career, there's going to be plenty of ups and downs, and we sure had that. I heard y'all talk about the COVID season beforehand, and that was just a whirl for all of us. But when I look back, I think you're crazy if you don't mention last year's Army-Navy game as a high for us. Just to go out like that, send off all our seniors like that, it was really awesome. To win in second and double overtime on the goal line, really impressive. And I think back to the 2020 COVID Air Force game after beating Navy. Just a spectacular win for us. Once again, coming down to the wire, Jabari Moore came up with the interception late in the game, and then the offense drove down and punched the ball in on 4th and goal. So I mentioned culture earlier. Those are 2 culture wins, and I absolutely love to see this football team do that. I saw this past, I guess, a couple weeks ago against Air Force. Man, I mean, it's super exciting to see that. And then some personal highs. If I look back, it's going to sound weird. Abilene Christian, COVID year. So that was the first time I ever got in to play linebacker. So I played mostly special teams that year, and I took great pride in that. But to finally get in at linebacker there, the first play, they were in the outside zone, slipped a block, and made my first tackle. That was just a huge moment for me because I just felt like all the hard work had finally paid off. Another really cool moment or two for me, so my brother plays at Liberty, and so whenever we went down for that game, just to have my whole family there and to play against them, that was just really, really cool for my family on my mom's birthday. So just awesome moment for me, for my brother, for my family. And then playing against Wake Forest last year. I'm not far, they're right in my backyard. So I've grown up watching Wake Forest my whole life, going to games, and to be able to play in that stadium was really cool, especially in front of as much family and friends as I had. So, there's just so much to be thankful for, so many highs and so many lows, but that's just a couple of them.
Jeff, what impact did Peyton have on you and this team?
Well, you can listen to him talk, the passion he has for this program and this team, and just what a leader he was for our team. And as he said, he cut his teeth on the special teams and earned his opportunities to play on defense and be a linebacker and start for us as a linebacker. And just had a really great career. He's an incredibly smart football player. You could put him in any situation, whether we're playing an option team, a 5-wide, sling it all over the place offense. He could go in there and defend them and get other people lined up, and just a really smart football player. So he had a great career. And when you say a guy had a great career, it doesn't mean he's got to score 46 touchdowns and have 500 tackles. It's a guy that maximizes who he is and makes the ultimate contribution to his team based on his abilities. And Peyton just had a great career for us, and we were really proud and happy to have him on our team.
Peyton, and I got to ask you, going back to the 2020 year, because I try and ask as many members of that team as I can. With the Air Force game a week after the Navy game, being at Michie Stadium, after the Navy game had been at Michie Stadium, after you beat Navy, I don't know if pressure's the right word, but how much did you have to win that Air Force game, considering it was at home, you'd beaten Navy at home, and you could win the Commander-in-Chief's trophy?
Yeah, so, we'd lost the Commander-in-Chief the trophy the year before, and that's something we have pride in keeping here and winning that trophy. So we didn't have any worries. We knew we couldn't flinch. We knew it's just on to the next game for us. So that week we geared up. We practiced with what we had. We had a lot of guys out, and we knew that would be a struggle, but we made do with what we had, and we went into that game and didn't let anything affect us. We controlled what we could control, and it was just, like I said, that's one of the funnest games to be a part of. One of the most influential games, really just one of the best games to be a part of in my career. And I loved every bit of that game. It was freezing cold. I'll never forget that. But, it was just an awesome game to be a part of, an awesome game to win. And I've never seen anybody pick up the Commander-in-Chief trophy by themselves, and Coach Monken did that right after that win. It was just a huge win for us, and I'll never forget it.
So Peyton, a second lieutenant, a decorated now coaching career at the prep school, right? Coming off the shutout win over Navy. What's next for you?
So he goes on sabbatical from his coaching career now.
I know. We have two good coaches on the great coaches on the stage here.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were going to say on the prep school. We have a ton of great coaches.
No, I'm talking about this table right now. We got 2 great coaches right here.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I know we got one for sure.
But hey, thanks again for coming by. And as Jeff Monken said, just a great career and just a great member of this Army Football Brotherhood and this program. Peyton, thanks for a couple minutes.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Second Lieutenant Peyton Hampton joining us here on This Week in Army Football. Your questions when we come back, but first, our next trivia question of the night, QR code on the screen. Again, we're looking for speed and accuracy. So as we boot up the question for tonight, we have question number 1 out there. Now, number 2, during his senior season, Peyton recorded 31 tackles, 2 passes defended, and a half sack. What star quarterback did he sack during that season?
Wow.
So we had a little bit of a hint during our interview, a little bit of a hint. You can geographically kind of put that together maybe, but we will have that answer a little later. Scan the QR code, answer the question. We'll be back. Your questions for Army head coach Jeff Monken on This Week in Army Football when we come back in just a moment right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
October 12, 1968, Army hosted number 16 California.
Back home in Mikey Stadium, it's a do-or-die day for Army.
After 2 losses in a row, Army welcomed nationally ranked and undefeated California. In a low-scoring defensive struggle, Army's defense held Golden Bears quarterback Randy Humphreys in check, with Jim McCall intercepting Humphreys 3 times in the game. The Black Knights held a 3-0 lead in the 4th quarter before Cal scored the game's first touchdown with just over 4 minutes to play, taking a 7-3 lead. With Army getting one more chance, quarterback Steve Lindell hit Gary Steele, who evaded 2 defenders en route to a 62-yard touchdown catch and run to win the game 10-7. Lindell to Steele capped a dramatic 4th quarter comeback in front of the Mikey Stadium faithful.
So yeah, USAA, they always have my back.
USAA? You were in the military?
Oh no, I wasn't, but my grandpa was. He joined USAA, passed membership to my mom, then to me.
There's other ways to get in?
Yeah. My neighbor Ron, he's in because his wife served. Even little Luna, once she's born, her dad served.
So all this time I could have had USAA insurance.
And banking.
Where's my phone?
Over there.
USAA, for the military community and their families.
Brian dreams of every heart and great. The Army's like to never find the terror and the fate. And when the team is fighting for the black and gray and gold, we're always here with song and cheer, and this is how it's told. The Army team, rah, 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 boom. Oh, brave old Army team. The Army team, on to the fray. Fight on to victory. On to victory road, that's the fearless Army way.
Meet the Chevy ZR2 family. They'll never let you down. With features like DSSV dampers, MT tires, and an off-road performance display. When the going gets tough, it's a family you can count on. Introducing the Silverado, Colorado, and Silverado HD ZR2 family of trucks.
Brought to you by West Point Family and MWR. FMWR offers horse sporting, golfing, skiing, catering, camping, many more activities and programs. Visit westpoint.armymwr.com for more information. Jeff, what a great spot with Peyton Hampton.
It sure was. He's a great guy and did a terrific job for us as a player and now as a athletic intern. He was referring to AI, so athletic intern are all the young men and women that stay here for essentially a semester and help our teams, and he's done a great job. So wish him luck as he goes out in the Army. I know he's going to do a great job there as well.
We're on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Your questions in the comments section of Facebook. We'll get to as many as we can tonight. Corey, time for the first question for Coach Monken.
All right, Coach. Our first one we've got from Janet Anderson. She asked, how does the team plan to limit penalties over the next 2 games?
Well, I'd like to limit them to nothing, but it's hard. There's 2 kinds of penalties. There's foolish penalties and there's aggressive penalties. Aggressive penalties, I don't get so upset about because that's a guy really trying to make a play and playing hard. And sometimes holding penalties happen as aggressive penalties. But getting called 3 times for the same penalty, same guy, that's something we got to work on in terms of fundamentals and techniques, and he's one of our best players. Lining up in the neutral zone, jumping off sides or false starting, those are foolish penalties. A penalty where we retaliate in a situation where somebody might say something or pushes us and we push back and we get a personal foul. Those are foolish penalties. Those are the ones I definitely want to eliminate. There is no correlation. People are surprised. There's no correlation between a team being a more penalized team and winning or losing. In fact, some of the most successful teams are the most penalized teams, often because they're more aggressive, and those aggressive penalties happen. But as I said, the ones that we can completely control, those are the ones we got to eliminate.
What was it? The Raiders in the 70s and 80s, always the most penalized team, and they won 3 Super Bowls.
Yep.
So it was always the most penalized team. I got a question for you, Coach, and I want to make sure we get to it before the end of this season because I've been asked by someone to ask you this several weeks. So preseason on social media, one of the national college football writers would list every college football coach's favorite music act. Right?
Oh,
Band, singer. And yours was Buddy Guy.
Well, I had to pay credence to my Chicago roots there.
I know.
He's Chicago Blues. He's actually got a I guess you'd call it a nightclub called Legends, which is a blues club in Chicago. And in fact, I saw Coco Taylor play there one night, and there's a guy sitting at the corner of the bar with a black fedora pulled down over his eyes, and he's kind of sitting with his back to the stage and sipping on something a little stronger than a Coca-Cola. It was Buddy Guy sitting in the corner at his own place, and so I love his music, and I love the blues, but and so I wanted to give him some like I said, call out my hometown, but I'm a huge fan of. Buddy Guy, B.B. King, Ray Charles. I love the blues, and I don't get a chance to pick the radio station in the car when my family's in there. But when I'm by myself, I'll have that on, or I'll have it on Alexa when I'm sitting in the office. So yeah, there you go.
See, we learned something tonight. We all learned something tonight. Buddy Guy, Coach Monken's favorite musician. Corey, next question for Coach.
All right. We've got this one from Anthony John. He said, Coach, from your perspective, how has the offense improved from ULM to now?
We've made some improvements. We're not scoring enough points. That's the bottom line, and I'd like to find a way to do that and do that consistently. And we've had that UTSA game really was a great performance by our offense. We didn't turn the ball over. We were very efficient on our drives. We're 6 of 6 on 4th down. Just a really great performance. It was hard to back that up at Syracuse. I thought we played a really good first half. We had 4 drives in the first half at Syracuse, and we scored a touchdown on one and a field goal on another. Didn't do a great job in the second half of kind of piggybacking off of that first half performance, and we went 3 and out 4 times in a row. When you give Syracuse that many opportunities, they're going to find a way to beat you, and they did. It's kind of the opposite in the Boston College game. In the second half of the Boston College game, we had 4 drives: touchdown, 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 and we had a 4th touchdown that got called back, and then we had to punt, and we had a 14-yard punt. And they drove down and scored with 25 seconds to go to beat us. But I thought that second half performance was a really good performance. Those are some indications that we had improved. Played a great Troy team, very good defense. Played our freshman quarterback most of the game. Went to LSU, maybe the most talented team that I've ever faced with a freshman quarterback, and that didn't go so good for us. And then had a disappointing outing against UMass, and so we were really kind of at a loss at that point. But our guys and the resiliency of them and the way they performed against Air Force in the first half to score and to put ourselves in position to get a long drive touchdown, some field goals, that's really an indication that we've got the ability to be able to move the football. And so last week, like I said, it was just such an odd game. 7 possessions, and we had drive-stopping penalties on some of those. Disappointed about the 1st and goal situation where we didn't get the ball in. But the indicators are there that we can move the football. So hopefully there'll be some improvement from last week, and we'll look better when we play Coastal Carolina on Saturday.
Jeff, how much, and you've talked about it a lot, of putting the 4 quarters together, and you'll reference second halves of one game, first half of another game, and even the Air Force game, just a weird second half in regards to having that lead and playing it out. But still, you're very clear to say about putting a full game together. How much is it a function, when you really look at it, of a new offense that, although you've had a spring and a preseason to put it in, you're still feeling your way through it?
It's not easy. It's not easy to do. And we've got guys in our program, the veteran players in our program, that have run an under center triple option for the 3 years that they've been here. And so there's still some things at times that we're trying to coach out of them that will help us be a little bit better at what we're doing now. But the bottom line is it's blocking, and it's running the football and taking care of the ball, and we've got to do all of those things better. And it's not as if we hadn't run any gun plays. We'd run some gun plays in the past, but now this is what we do. And so there's a lot of growing pains in it, and many more than I thought there would be. But that's okay. Our guys are improving. We're getting better, and we're building for Saturday, and for the one Saturday we got left after that, and for the future of the program.
No doubt about that. And we will have more questions in just a moment, but time now for our 3rd trivia question of the night. QR code on the screen. Make sure you scan it and answer the question. Over the last 2 years, Army has blocked 3 punts. Which player has been involved in all 3 punt blocks? Very good question. Very good question. Or a couple of different.
3 for 3. If I had a QR code, I'd be winning right now.
And you know what? This guy has done it. This player, cadet athlete, has done it with 2 different numbers on his jersey.
Now you're tossing the softball up.
Yeah, 2 different numbers on his jersey. I think so. If you were just looking at highlights, it might look like 2 different players, but the same player. So we will have more questions for Army head coach Jeff Monken in just a moment here on This Week in Army Football, live from the Cadet First Class Club right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
He's blocked punts here before. He's come off the edge and blocked a punt. He's right down Main Street today.
Army gets to it, they block it. Jabril Williams came through and blocked it.
Our special teams coaches are the best in the country. We like to say a lot around here that we won that play earlier in the week because we practiced exactly what we expect to happen, and all credit to the coaches for scheming up such a perfect plan.
Attention veterans. You can shop tax-free for life. Come home to your military exchanges for tax-free shopping, exclusive pricing, and free shipping options. 100% of earnings go back to military communities, keeping today's military ready and resilient. You served. You sacrificed. You earned this benefit. Visit shopmyexchange.com/vets to shop and save today.
Patrick Hogney, who's punted just 20 times this year. Army comes after it. They block the kick, picked up at the 10-yard line, and running in for the touchdown, Elo Medozi! Army special teams strikes first. Elo Medozi brings in the block punt for a score, and the Black Knights are on the board with 12 minutes and 34 seconds left in this opening quarter.
I believe it was Jabril Williams who came in and snuffed the punter. He was over top of his leg.
When pain wants to keep you on the sidelines, know you have options to keep you doing what you love. As one of the world's leading medical technology companies, Stryker offers innovative foot and ankle products that help you get back in the game and on your feet. Stryker and Army West Point Athletics have joined forces to help you learn more about foot and ankle pain and provide you resources so you can find a specialist in your area. Visit Stryker.com/WestPoint to learn more.
And welcome back to This Week in Army Football here at the Cadet First Class Club. Army West Point Athletics would like to thank its restaurant and tavern partners, Brothers Barbecue and O'Toole's Pub. Check out the restaurant and tavern partners portion of GoArmyWestPoint.com for more information. Support those who support the Corps. Great being out here tonight, Coach. Great fans. I mean, we've had great fan support all year. We'd like to thank everyone watching, listening, coming out to the First D Club. This has become a place for people to hang out.
It was great to hear the cheers for Peyton Hampton over here. That was neat.
We had a popular guest tonight. What do you want to say?
Yep. That's Ryan Jakovic, great receiver for us. His folks are here.
That's great.
They came into town, and good to have them here. Great to see all the cadets lining up here, coming in after dinner. So yeah, they had their Thanksgiving dinner tonight. So.
And we're not going to be here for the next 2 weeks. Isn't it crazy how fast the year goes by? We have one more show after this.
It's flown by.
So this is actually our last Thursday show. Our penultimate show of the year, our last Thursday show. We'll be here the Wednesday of Army-Navy week, leading right up to the bonfire, December 6th, that Wednesday night from 7 until 8. Well, time now. We cut more rounds of questions for the head coach. Corey, what do we have?
All right, Coach, we got this one from Megan Morris. I know you talked a little bit earlier about, Holy Cross being a little bit closer than you had hoped. But she said, can you describe the feeling of winning at home on Veterans Day in front of 30,000 fans?
It was great to win, period. But to be able to do that on Veterans Day, and to me, that's special because of the people that we represent. Every day we get an opportunity to wear the colors of the United States Army. And what we do on national TV as a football team to give our soldiers, those men and women, their families, a team to be proud of, that they can say that's our team. And that means a lot to us. It means a lot to our players, certainly to me personally, to have an opportunity to represent those men and women. And so Veterans Day is that holiday is just a chance for our country to take a pause and really appreciate and thank those men and women that have served, and the families who sacrifice their family members to go and serve and to do the jobs that most of us don't want to do. And so really incredible to be a part of this team and to be able to wear Army on our uniforms and represent those men and women. And frankly, we should really honor our veterans every single day and every opportunity that we have. So I was glad to get a win. It was a great crowd. It was awesome to be out there and to see the stands full and hear the roar of the crowd and the cheers. And it's fun. That's when it's fun to be in Michie Stadium, is to have all those folks out there cheering our players on.
And then picking up a victory, of course. I'll tell you what, and Ryan Panny, our resident celebrity producer here for This Week in Army Football, puts together a highlight package here, run at the Cadet First Class Club. And it was a great visual from up in the booth, and for all of our fans was, I know you have the black flag, the state of Hawaii flag coming out each week, but every other player bring out an American flag on Veterans Day. That was special.
Well, our guys, I think we're excited to do that. And we have one of our players carry the black flag, which is a symbol of pride for our program. We have a cadet from the Corps of Cadets that is chosen each week to carry out the American flag and runs with our team. And this year we've had Coach Saturnio, Quinn Moretsky, and Isaiah Felici, all residents of Hawaii, call their home Hawaii. We've carried the Hawaii flags out. Each of them has carried the Hawaii flag out each game this year, really to remember those folks in Lahaina that had such a tragic fire, and everybody I know was aware of what happened. But that got a lot of publicity, and it got a lot of airtime, and just the tragedy that they went through. And those people are still suffering. And we represent them. They're our American citizens, and they're our brothers and sisters, and we represent them as well. So I know that's special for those three gentlemen to be able to carry that flag, and it gives them great pride to do that. But hopefully that's a way to honor their bravery and courage, all those that are serving them to get Lahaina back up and going, but also to bring awareness that we haven't forgotten. And But we'll continue to do that throughout the season. But it's awesome for our team to carry out the red, white, and blue, and we've done that a couple other times, and it's always very special.
One more round of questions for Army head coach Jeff Monken when we come back on this edition of This Week in Army Football, though time for our fourth and final trivia question of the night. Okay, so we have 3 in the queue. QR code on the screen. What NFL running back did Army face twice, including in their Heart of Dallas Bowl victory during the 2016 season?
Softball.
No doubt. He was known by his full first name back then. Now it's just a little shortened first name. That'll be the hint we give when we come back. One more round of questions here on This Week in Army Football, live from the Cadet First Class Club, right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
To make it 2 wins in a row off of one of the biggest victories in recent program history last week over number 17 Air Force.
Hey, something to prove, right? Let's go. Build off of last week, get better this week. Come on. Win on me, 1 on 3, 1, 2, 3. Win. It's us versus them. This big boy football.
Hey, these wins are on us, man. It starts with us. Everybody be ready to play.
What a scene. Brings you goosebumps. And for November football at West Point, temperature doesn't get much more comfortable than this. 51 degrees, just a slight wind.
Hey, we don't have many of these opportunities left. Turn the thermostat up. Do the hard things well. Drag these guys into the ugly and lock the door behind you. Let's go. I got an answer for that too. You hit him in the mouth. That's our answer. Physicality. Let's go. That's what this brotherhood's about. Everything you got. That's all I got left. That's all I got left, man. Let's go.
Army comes after it. They block the kick, picked up at the 10-yard line, and running in for the touchdown, Elo Madozi.
What a start for Army on Veterans Day.
Coming up and making a tackle, a fumble, recovered by Jackson Powell.
Does Army force another turnover? They have. Quintraylon Hammonds finishes off the drive.
Army takes over on downs. Black Knight football. He takes it in for the touchdown. Tyrell Robinson.
A 14-yard hammer by Tyrell Robinson. Luka going down the seam. Intercepted. Quintraylon Hammonds.
Second turnover of the game. Quintraylon Hammonds, the senior, with the interception, and Army takes over. Matthew Sluka out of the gun. Here's a pop pass into the end zone, broken up. Intended for Jake Peterson. Jabari Moore got his hand in there to knock it away.
Sent it flying from Peterson. Unbelievable job. 16 in a row for the Black Knights against FCS teams.
Army, gritty, figuring out a way to win. Army victorious at Mikey Stadium. 2 wins in a row for the Black Knights.
And welcome back one more time this week in Army football here at the Cadet First Class Club. Army in Coastal Carolina on Saturday at noon at Mikey Stadium. Be in your seats by 11:30 for the Senior Day ceremony. 35 firsties playing their final game, part of their final game at Mikey Stadium. Game televised on CBS Sports Network. And we have our CBS Sports Network crew in attendance here tonight. Chris Lewis, Ross Tucker, Tina Servasio.
I saw them come in over there. It's great to have them here. Anybody wants autographs, go on over there. They are way on the other side. Good to have you guys here.
And Ross will never turn down an autograph, so make sure you go find Ross, take a picture with him, post it on social, right? He's a resident celebrity here at West Point. So time now for a couple more questions for Coach Monken. Corey, back on the mic.
Okay, Coach. This one is from Steve Rothopt. He said, Coach, I'm looking forward to seeing this year's Army-Navy game uniform. What do you think of it?
I haven't seen it, so I'm looking forward to seeing it as well.
Right there with him.
I'm always surprised to it like everybody else.
I like the uniforms that you have in your office, the ones that you have displayed in your office.
I like those too.
Exactly. Good memories.
They are good memories.
From those. So we're going to have another good memories this year when those uniforms are announced. Last question for Coach.
All right, Coach, this one is from Jim Wilson. He said, how do you see the developing of super conferences and NIL deals changing the landscape of the college game?
It's already changing the college game. As conferences start to pull the chips in, and conference realignment is not done, there's going to be more of it. And there'll be a group of 5 teams going to Power 5 conferences, merging and becoming super conferences, and NIL has just completely changed the game, and it truly has become a battle of the haves and have-nots, and it's becoming a professional league, where the highest bidder, those with the most money, are going to be able to get the best players. And I wish it wasn't like that. We're going to have to come up with a new system, but certainly that affects our academy and our team. There's we don't have NIL here. We don't have access to the transfer portal, and so Coastal Carolina has 52 players on their team this year that weren't on their team a year ago. 22 of those guys are from high schools, but 30 guys came from other colleges. So teams are able to rebuild and replenish a lot quicker, and that's changing the whole landscape of college football, and certainly for us as a competitor in the FBS level.
No doubt about that. But something special about Army football. Always going to be something special about
There
Army
always
football.
will be.
Always will be. Time now for the answers for our trivia questions. Now, Jeff, you were 3. I think you're going to go 4
I'm
for
4 for 4. I got them all.
Okay. Army Athletics has had its fair share of logos over the years. In what year was the newest logo? Well, the one's going to last forever. When was that newest logo revealed?
2015.
Correct. April of 2015. During his senior season, Peyton Hampton recorded 31 tackles, 2 passes defended, and half sack. What star quarterback did he sack during that season?
Sam Hartman.
That's right. From, again, Peyton Hampton's backyard.
That's right.
Wake Forest. Over the last 2 years, Army has blocked 3 punts. Which player has been involved in all 3 blocks?
From my hometown, Joliet, Illinois, Jabril Williams.
From Joliet Catholic. 31 and 13, the 2 numbers he's worn the past couple of years. Jabril Williams is the answer. And what NFL running back did Army face twice during their 2016 season, including the Heart of Dallas Bowl victory?
Jeffrey Wilson now wants to go by Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson Jr., who's on the Miami Dolphins. They are having quite a season. Hey, quite a game coming up tonight in the NFL. Your cousin, Todd Monken.
A remarkable football coach who's doing a great job, and so we're definitely going to be pulling for the Ravens tonight.
No doubt. We always root for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, for Todd Monken.
That's
a
right.
Decorated career. Oklahoma State, Georgia. You haven't seen his national championship ring.
I have
right?
not. No, I have not seen that.
Well, Jeff, it's always great to have you on the show. 2 of them.
Yep.
Back to back. He's Jeff Monken. I'm Rich DeMarco. Lots of thank yous to pass along. Robert and Skyler here at the station. Tony in the studio. Ryan Patty pushing all of the right buttons. We'd like to thank Peyton Hampton, our guest, for Corey Ryan, and Army head coach Jeff Monken. Rich DeMarco saying so long. Army in Coastal Carolina on Saturday. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.